You are tuned in to 50/50 News on the House of the Princess channel, hosted by Princess A.V, featuring world, local, celebrity, and YouTube news. Be sure to hit the like, subscribe, and notification bell as I give you the traditional news with a small twist of ratchet. Let's go. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the House of the Princess, where I am doing 50/50 News. I am your host and your news analyst, Princess A.V. I know some of y'all like, child, you usually do the news at 2 o'clock afternoon. I know. And it's super late. So now you're getting the late night news. It's just been a long day today. I got called into a job the last minute when I was almost done with the news, and I was running late as it was. So it was a good thing because it would have ran across. So so I'll probably be doing the news just a little bit earlier on some days, just a tad bit earlier to make sure that I'm done. But all my schedules will be changing just a little bit, except for the night stuff, I think. Excuse me. But considering everything that was going on and everything that I've been feeling lately, and I know the StreamYard is truly grainy, so I wish it would get itself together. But nevertheless, if you can hear me well, I hadn't been doing the news. I hadn't been doing my content that I like doing as consistent as possible. And everybody was like, well, where's the news? Where's my stuff? So I wanted to give y'all what y'all come for and do my normal content. So I wanted to stay true to that. And I promised myself, I promised my mind, no matter what time I was going to do it, that I was going to do it. But when I got home, I was a little bit tired. And then with so many people that were live, and I usually don't go live on Wednesday nights, and I didn't want to keep overlapping. I know I had some mess scheduled for tonight. I'll give an announcement about that later. But yes, I'm going to do the news as quickly as possible since it's so late. I went and supported everybody as best as I could. But, I got to get back to my stuff too. So here I am. Please make sure that in all this time that you have liked the video, share the video with your friends and family or somebody you know that may watch. Also, oh, the bishop is here. Hey, darling. And hey, Nunya. Hey, Black Diamond. Gloria. All my people that's been here for a while. Lisa, J. Rucker, Lauren. So, and Jam. Hey, Jam. I do it for y'all. So I wanted to do that. We're going to get to it. Hello, Odie. And look, it's a few of y'all in here. I'm surprised y'all some night owls. So we're going to get the news done as quickly as possible. I'm going to stay on agenda besides everything else. And if you're watching on the replay, I appreciate you. Please hit the notification bell as well. I encourage you, if you are not a member, a card-carrying member here at the House of the Princess, I encourage you to join. Okay. Our memberships have benefits. So I appreciate everybody that is here on a consistent basis. All right. Welcome, everyone, as y'all are coming in. So, without further ado, like I said, I want to get done as quick as possible because I do know it's late. Some of y'all starting work, some of y'all ending work, some of y'all ready to go to bed so you can get up and go to work. Nevertheless, let's get it started. Local news. Everything in here is lagging. And I hope I don't look a little crusty. I took a little nap so I can get it going. And I don't think I'm not. Look, let me drink some of this mango sugar drink. Because that's all the hell it is, okay? And look, it's still a good number of y'all in here, even still. Our first local news. Yeah, that brought my voice in some. Our first local news story is about a train accident in Harvey where a few people, they were They were killed crossing the train tracks in Harvey. The first story is brought to you by CBS News 2. Let's hear what they have to offer.
People are dead after a car collided with a freight train overnight in South suburban Harvey. CBS 2's Marissa Parra tells us more from the Harvey Police Department.
More questions than answers right now as to how this happened and to who. But one key and very telling detail is that we've learned it was the SUV that crashed into the end of the train. And we're told the impact was so severe that the car then burst into flames. This happened around 2 a.m. at 155th and Halstead Avenue. A Harvey police spokesperson says a Dodge Durango carrying 4 people collided into the last rail car of a CSX freight train. The car caught on fire when it was spotted by someone else who was driving past it and reported it to police. CSX crews have been hard at work all morning to make sure the railroad gates, which did get hit, were able to function afterwards. We're told the train crews had no injuries. Now, that car was then towed several miles to right over here at the Harvey Police Department, where it remains under that blue tarp and under investigation. And we are also told that between the impact and also the fire, identifying those who were inside will take time. Reporting from Harvey Police Department, Marissa Parra, CBS 2 News.
To another breaking news. 4 people are dead after a car.
Come on, Jesus Christ. Okay.
To another breaking news update on a busy morning.
Y'all playing with me. Okay, here we go. It's hard to hear stories like that. But when you're not even late, it's hard to hear stories like that, but you have to be careful when you are crossing railroad crossings. When I was a bus driver, that was a thing. Like, and even now you see people in a hurry to go nowhere. I know you have to get where you're going, but you have to plan ahead. It's very hard on everybody, especially I know train conductors and people in that. You losing your life to hurry up and pass by a train, and sometimes it's just not meant to happen. Please stop at railroad gardens. Yes, Harvey, Illinois. We used to live there. Near their hubby was the supervisor there for CSX. Oh wow, yes. I think I'm gonna switch this internet over. I'm gonna give it a couple of more minutes, but I'm looking terrible. Not that I already look terrible. I know y'all just gave me a compliment. I don't have no makeup, no nothing on them. Ooh, natural. Okay, no eyelashes, nothing. But I don't like to look like that way and look grainy at the same time. So I'm hoping that everything gets clear. So yes, condolences out to the family, and I know that's going to be worse because they're having problems identifying who the person is. The people are. So man. My next local story is a man was shot on the red line at 63rd Street stop. Here we are. We have CBS News again with this story to give you the update.
Update on a busy morning. A 25-year-old man is in critical condition after a shooting at a CTA Red Line train last night.
And this shooting comes as the mayor, police, and CTA are set to talk about safety today. CBS News' Mugo Odigwe live at the Red Line station at Chicago and State. Good morning, Mugo.
Good morning, Ryan and Audrina. So we know that crime on the CTA is a major issue that just does not seem to be slowing down at all. In fact, just last week, we know there was at least one major issue every single day on the trains. But let's start with yesterday's shooting. This was on a CTA Red Line train along the Dan Ryan at 63rd Street. You can see officers on the platform there. Further down, police stayed blocking off the scene. So according to Chicago police, the 25-year-old man got into an argument with 4 other men on the train. This was around 8:30 last night. One person in that group of 4 started firing shots. The victim was hit in the stomach. Right now, he's in the hospital, still in critical condition. Now, this shooting is just the latest incident on CTA trains. And just last week, CTA announced a plan to increase the number of security guards on the Red Line and Blue Line. But the leader of the union representing transit workers described that move as just a Band-Aid being put on a bullet wound. He's pushing for the CTA to ditch those private security guards and instead form its own police. But again, as Ryan and Audrina mentioned,
The mayor and the CTA president and police superintendent, they are expected to speak this afternoon about transit safety, and we will stream that live for you on our website, cbschicago.com, and on the CBS Chicago app. We're live on the New York side. Go deep way, CBS.
New 10 surveillance.
I didn't watch it, the update, but this is problematic. This is why I don't like riding public transportation too much anymore. One of the reasons. But the train, certain areas might be iffy, but there is no protection on the train. Yes, they have a blue button that you can hit if someone is attacking you. But then even with that blue button, they have to stop the train. The conductor has to come. They have to call the police. They need security there. Way back in the day, like the 80s and early 90s, they used to have like a conductor on every few trains, and somebody was walking through, like there was some type of security there. Now, there used to be K9 security in the last few years ago. They lost the contract. They got done with the contract with that, and those people are not present on the trains. You don't see them enough. So you could get shot, murdered, robbed. Like robberies are rampant. Like there is no protection. Like how are you protecting the people? You're not. And it's all in the name of budgets and politics. You lose your life. And so please, y'all keep that shit. That's why Uber like hell. Had no problem with it. I get there quicker and I pay for my safety. But a lot of times if I'm going downtown, I do ride the train certain times a day. But it's like you gotta have you a hammer or a cutter with you when you just go do simple things, and it shouldn't have to be that way. Smell like reefer, smell like pee. They selling everything, crack cocaine, damn near. Seem like to me anyway. They used to just sell they call them bolos, but barrettes and fruities. And now it's just the Wild Wild West on the train. Newports, weed. And it's like not even in between. You would hear every once in a while. It's like they back to back to back. Like, damn, like they in your face like the lady at the perfume counter. Like, you want some? No, nigga, go on somewhere. Gambling, all kind of stuff. And these people are crazier and crazier by the day. So it's hard to ride. So give me 1 second. This thing, every time I play the video, the signal gets better, but it's not better and it looks terrible. So hold on. I'm gonna blink. Let me see. Well, damn, I can't even find my other internets. Well, thank you. Thank you. Hold on. I'm hoping that makes a difference. It's not so far, but I hope that it changes because I hate the way I look on the screen. At least on my end, I look really grainy, and it says it's only 1 bar. So if this doesn't do anything, then I know it's StreamYard because I'm sitting right on top of the modem, and it's a whole different internet. But let's continue. Robbers take an ATM machine in the south suburbs. Here we are, CBS News 2. See what they're doing here.
Of crooks in action, ransacking a southwest suburban business. Other business owners say nearby they've been targeted as well. CBS 2's Jamont Terry shows us how overnight it took just minutes for crooks to steal a bolted ATM.
You're watching thieves load up a heavy ATM into an SUV.
This is the extreme one.
Sid Desai owns JJ Mini Marts in Alsa. He's operated at 122nd and Pulaski for 2 decades.
We're just a little convenience store, mom and pop, We're not franchised. We're not making any big money.
But big money is exactly what these crooks were after when they broke the front door to the store overnight. Watch as one guy goes directly to the ATM in the corner.
That ATM is not just sitting on the wall, right?
It's anchored down, solid anchor. But they going through all that trouble, all the damage with the property and all that. It's terrible.
As the one thief tried moving the machine, the camera catches the other guy jumping the counter and stealing as much liquor as possible. By this time, the alarm alerted Sid, so he called the bar owner nearby.
And he come out and he see these people breaking in the door, so he called police right away.
Also, police are aware there's a robbery. They get extra time to respond when the thief gets tangled up in the cords. Now, the crooks eventually load up the SUV, but look closer. Just as the SUV with the ATM pulls off, surveillance catches a police car arriving in the parking lot. The cop turns on his lights and follows, but police did not arrest anyone.
He was right on that tail. Seems like literally they just gave up.
Now, Sid is frustrated that police were so close and did not catch this crew. But what bothers him and other business owners in the strip mall is that this is the third time in recent weeks that someone has broken glass and stolen something from inside a business.
It's been happening every other month.
Video shows thieves stealing the register and booze from another store in late January. They loaded up 2 vehicles at 7 a.m. with the stolen goods. No arrests here either.
And if it continues to happen and he shuts down, then where do people go?
What do you want from Alsop Police tonight?
Just some more protection.
In Alsop, Jermont Terry, CBS 2 News.
And we reached out to Alsop Police to find out why they didn't make an arrest. They did not get back to us.
Here in Chicago.
Why y'all on press pause when I say so? Damn. Okay, sorry about that. And why is it? Look, it go all the way up to 3 bars until I get on the screen. See how the devil work? Then I get on the screen, it goes back down to 1 bar so I can look ugly. I tell you, it must be stream. Y'all just not liking me today. It's okay, love. Y'all better get yourselves together, okay? I pays a lot of money for my stream yard. But anywho, Alsop is a predominantly white neighborhood. They are racist a little bit in that area, a lot in that area. So it sounds like they paying off folks, or either they just don't care. It's a shakedown, something, that's in the water. It's gonna come out in the rinse, that's in the washer, come out in the rinse. But something doesn't sound right to me. It's a very small area, and the police ain't bothered to find somebody. How the hell you robbing people at 7 a.m. in the morning in broad daylight and nothing happens? How is someone able to steal an ATM? And it looks like that is not the first one that they stole, and nothing happens. And y'all get the fuck out of here with that. It's some bullshit with that, but we'll see. Our next story is brought to you. I don't even know. I gotta look. Is brought to you by Fox 32. A young lady who was a security guard at WGN News was killed as she was getting gas at the gas station. Let's hear more from them.
35-year-old security guard stopped for gas after her shift Monday. She never made it home.
Tia Ewing's in Studio 32 with details on what happened here, Tia.
Just a tragic story all the way around. Her name is Selena Claiborne. She worked as a security guard for another local TV station here in Chicago. Claiborne stopped for gas. She was just 3 blocks away from her home when she was shot and killed. When Claiborne wasn't at work, she enjoyed being with her 14-year-old and 15-year-old daughters. The youngest of 6 siblings, Claiborne loved to dance and was a really hard worker. Claiborne stopped here in the 6700 block of South Jeffrey Monday at 3 in the afternoon to get gas. Chicago police says she was sitting in her SUV when a black sedan pulled up and someone inside got out and shot Claiborne. Her family believes it was a carjacking attempt.
She stopped to get gas. That's all. She stopped to get gas, broad daylight. And I just want to know, when is the violence going to stop? When are they going to stop killing each other for a car?
We ask that question, sadly, all the time on this newscast. Right now, no one is in police custody. Chicago police tell me they continue to investigate it.
Everyone's looking at something.
Why is this thing not acting right? Thank you. Now, I think twice, even though I try to go to busy places, It makes you nervous. You can't even go get no damn gas. You can't go and do regular things that you should be able to do without most likely somebody's child, because that's who's been running rampant in the city. It's usually some young person, somebody's kid, most of the time 25 all the way down to like 11. Excuse me. And that's from like most of my what I've seen. Young people, they're hungry and they don't have anything to lose and anything to do, and they take people's lives for a car for a couple of dollars. And you need to learn to carry a gun and let it be the Wild Wild West out here, just so you could do regular stuff. This woman was a security officer nonetheless, and can't even go get no damn gas in broad daylight. You can have the gas delivered to you if you like. This shit is sad. I don't go in the hood though anyway. That's for damn sure. I picks where I picks with an S. I picks when I'm going to get my gas. I get gas in certain times in certain places where it isn't highly that somebody will walk up on you, but even still, you gotta you have your head on the swivel, and it's really messed up. But my condolences go out to that lady. Got kids, a couple kids, the family, and I hope they find the person that has done that to her. Our next story is a bomb scare at the Ogilvy Center downtown where the metro train comes. Let's hear that. I think that's Fox News as well. Fox News Chicago. Okay.
Everyone was looking at something, and then we wasn't sure how big it was, and then the police told us that it was just a suspicious package.
A bomb scare right in the middle of the evening rush. Commuters forced to evacuate at Ogilvy Transportation Center.
Some people told to shelter in place.
Casey Cronus is live with the latest. Casey.
Corey and Dawn, tonight we still don't know what police determined that suspicious item to be or who left it on a train platform. And while the area is now safe, it was a long commute home for people in the area.
Normally packed with commuters by the workday's end, Ogilvy Transportation Center came to an unusual standstill on Monday.
Well, I crossed the street and I think it was an officer, and he just told me the street was closed and nobody was allowed in the building.
Just after 4 p.m., a suspicious package was reported to police. According to Metra, officers found it on one of the train platforms. The station was evacuated as K-9 units, police, and fire officials investigated.
I heard someone come on the loudspeaker saying that there was a shelter-in-place order and everyone on the floors 4 and above to remain in place.
About an hour later, Corbin Decker, who works in the office building above, says another, more urgent message was announced.
They started saying they're actually ordering for a full evacuation of the building, so to head toward the elevators and make your way out to Madison Street, head west only.
Outside, commuters, unsure of what was going on, were left without rides. Like Yesenia Para, who lives in the McHenry area and relies on the Metro to get to and from the city, where she attends UIC.
So I don't know when I'll be able to get home.
Others, heading to the suburbs, decided to post up nearby.
I'm just going to wait it out. It's probably the best thing to do.
CTA buses were also impacted by this situation, forced to reroute because of the large scene, and it wasn't until about 6:30 that the area was deemed safe and trains resumed operations.
Oh, that's a long ass time. Can you imagine you trying to get home from work and you're an hour away from home and you can't get there because a bomb scare? And for many people, it's cheaper and more time saving to ride Metro. Now, I do like riding Metro versus the regular train. When I was going to school downtown, honey, If I wasn't Ubering, I was metroing and walking and get my good exercise. Look, they don't play on them trains, see, because you pay differently. And the light skinned people ride all the way out to Indiana, to the suburbs, west suburbs, far and wide. And you might have to wait an hour to get to your stop at home. But I'm sure they had express rides, but just you're uncomfortable, you're nervous. It's not hot outside, it's cold. At least it wasn't as cold as it could be, but that's a major inconvenience if you're trying to get to your kids and get them out of daycare and you live an hour away from the city. That can be scary. It could be a mess, but I thank God that everything was all good. And that is all we have for a local Chicagoland metropolitan news. I thank y'all for being here and all that have come in here. I see you and I appreciate you. I appreciate all 54 people that are in here late at night. Y'all do like nightly news, okay? I'm going to ask that you go ahead and make sure you have pressed that like button for me, okay? I am Princess A.V. if you're coming in late and you are watching 50/50 News, and I'm all in your algorithms, and I want to be all in your life every day. So just subscribe to the channel, okay? And if you really love me, go ahead and join the channel so that you can support the channel on a monthly basis, and you can do some of the fun things that we do with the members. Also, feel free to support the channel by super chat. Also, you can hit the Cash App, you guys. You can Venmo me or PayPal me at this email. And also, I accept Zelle as forms of donation. If you want to catch up with me, follow me on Instagram and on Facebook. If you want to send me a DM or a news story or anything you like, feel free to reach out to me. I do answer, and I do appreciate everyone that reaches out to me. Okay. Look, that girl, relax. You think I ain't gonna say something? Just hold on. This is better than the regular news. Okay, now in the chat, I just put in a link, okay, and I pinned it to the top of the chat. I'm in a contest. You only get one vote, so it's also important that you tell everybody else to vote, not unless you want to buy me some votes. And if you buy me a vote, it's $1 a vote, okay? And that is so that I may be in a contest to get my own show and win a cash prize. So go, and that's just the internet portion. Please vote for me. Whether you do it now, do it later, we'll probably do it now and listen, because it won't take you nothing but a second to press the vote button. And also, my lovely BJ baby is in the chat giving y'all my second and third channels. Go ahead and subscribe to Princess A.V. Tried It and Palace by Princess A.V. And that way you can be in the know of all my different kind of content that I serve up on this here YouTube. So now it is time for the lovely worldwide and national news. Okay, now we get in the world news. We got a few stories here. Let's see what we're working with. The votes are free. The first vote is free. Every vote thereafter is $1. So you get one free vote, period. Like other things that like you can vote every day. This is not that. You get one vote. Every vote after that is $1. So it's important that you share it or you buy me a vote. And the money, if you buy a vote, it goes towards the organization, towards research for mental health and mental health reform and stuff like that. So, yes. Our first story is about the United States Postal Service, something that we never heard. Congress has approved the overhaul of the United States Postal Service. They say it's gonna help us, but who knows? Okay. This story is brought to you by NBC News Now.
Lawmakers also passed some legislation to overhaul the Postal Service. This has been talked about and worked on for a long time now. What do people need to know about that?
An overwhelming bipartisan vote in the Senate, 79-19, to pass legislation that would overhaul the U.S. Postal Service. This bill has already passed the House, also on an overwhelming vote from both parties, and it is headed to President Biden's desk. These are the provisions that you see right now. It would lift some sort of budget requirements that are unique to the Postal Service that other organizations don't have. It would require 6-day-a-week a delivery schedule for the post office with rare exceptions, such as federal holidays and natural disasters. It would also put future retirees in Medicare. That would save a significant amount of money for healthcare. This is, a government-funded venture. Medicare is a government-run insurance program, which, of course, would be much more efficient to do than putting these people in private programs. So the whole idea here is to save a bunch of money for the post office to streamline delivery service. And by the way, it would create an online dashboard as well that shows delivery time, so Americans would have a better sense of what's going on with their mail. All told, it's expected to save somewhere in the neighborhood of $50 billion over the long haul. Aaron.
Thanks, everyone.
$50 billion, so they say. So those were just some changes that they're going to do to the Postal Service. Yeah, many people are already out of jobs because of the machines. It's just a mess. And then in the hood, you can't even get your mail. I know times that I don't get mail for days, and all of a sudden I got a lot of mail, or I'm waiting on something, and I've been sending packages out. Sometimes they go to the right place, sometimes they don't. It's problematic, and I need them to do better, period. Our next story is there was a murder suspect on the loose in Daytona Beach, in Florida, where he had killed a couple, and they have a picture of him. So if you're in the Florida area, or maybe he's fleed around, and that's why I decided to do this story, because he needs to be caught for the heinous crime that he's done. Okay, this is the local news from Daytona, Florida. Brought to you by WESH.
Of a person of interest of his face and tattoos on his arm.
West News' Claire Metz is joining us live from the scene of the murders on North Wild Olive Avenue. Claire, that's just a few blocks north of Seabreeze Boulevard, where police got those images.
That's exactly right. Matter of fact, I can see Seabreeze Boulevard from where we are here on North Olive. That's how close it is. And police think the person of interest they're looking for, who they found images of on Seabreeze Boulevard, may also at some point have been here in the 700 block of North Wild Olive, potentially attacking a couple who were riding bicycles home from Main Street festivities. Now take a look at the new images just released from police, a close-up of the subject's face, seemingly talking to someone else in that area, and a picture of his arm with a tattoo that someone may recognize. These images and other pictures and video police released come from Seabreeze Boulevard about 12:09 a.m. That's before the victims, Terry and Brenda Altman, were ambushed on Wild Olive just before 2 a.m. as they rode bikes home. The couple were repeatedly stabbed and slashed, and police believe the person of interest may be the key in this case. Now, last night, residents in this Wild Olive area met privately for a neighborhood watch meeting. They say the mayor and the police chief were there. The police telling the residents, according to them, that the person of interest likely lives locally and is clearly mentally ill, unnerving for everyone with this seemingly motiveless crime. But they are glad that there are additional pictures coming out, hoping that someone will quickly identify this person of interest. We're live in Daytona Beach, Volusia County. Claire Metz, West.
So, I mean, again, condolences to these people. What's worse is these people are sitting out here doing like serial killer type crimes. Like, why you not only hurting people, but you're slashing people up and you're making them unidentifiable, and you're attacking people that have done nothing. Like, mental illness is very serious right here. It's very serious. It's a lot. We need to take it more serious than what we do. And we taking people for granted, especially after this pandemic. There are so many people that are walking around like zombies, walking around as predators, and they need help. These people are sick, or we throw people in jail that need to be in psychiatric treatment. We ignore things until things get really, really bad. And again, I know this news has been a little sad. They might not give me all my ads for this one, but a lot is going on this week. A lot. What are you talking about, thick girl? Okay. The next story, of course, we have rising gas prices in the United States, literally by the minute. Most of it is because of the conflict in Russia versus Ukraine, and President Biden has made statements on this. So this is a story brought to you by Local
And right
News
now,
9.
gas prices keep rising as the war in
in some
Ukraine
state.
continues. According to AAA in Colorado, we saw prices jump by almost another 10 cents overnight, now at $3.91 on average. This is a breakdown by counties. You can see the dark blue are the lower prices. Red is the highest, like in southern Colorado, where the average is above $4. Today on 90s Mornings, we want to hear from you. How high does the gas price have to go to change how much you drive, your driving habits? You can go to 90s.com/vote now to vote for $4, $5, $6, or that you just have to drive regardless of the price.
While you vote, 90s reporter Darius Johnson is looking into how President Biden's ban on Russian oil imports could impact gas prices here.
Hey there, Corey and Natasha. This expert said it straight when he says we are going to be experiencing these high prices for a while, and right now it's only starting with gas. Right now, the United States depends on Russia for 5% of its oil and gas. This comes after the U.S. has had to reduce its production of oil and gas over the last few years. Now that President Biden has banned Russian imports, we have to get it from somewhere else. But the problem is that right now there is more demand than there is supply. That's because people are returning to work, and now you have the war going on in Ukraine. The expert I spoke with says, while we're all talking about electric cars, we just haven't got to that point yet.
Everybody thinks that that is good. The problem with that is we're a long ways from actually implementing that in a way that's affordable for people, in a way that can supply all the demand that we have for energy. And so
Klaus goes on to say that there is more inflation coming down the pipeline, so go ahead and get your pockets ready. Ukraine is one of the largest suppliers of wheat, so you will start to see prices increase, possibly in grocery stores and in other areas. So he says right now is the time to tighten your budget. Corey?
Yeah, and like gas prices, as you were saying, is just the beginning. We're going to see this with corn and cars and wheat, and it's just going to trickle down.
And I think the biggest thing when you sit here and look at it, the fact that he said we were already in a bad situation coming out of the pandemic, and this has just made everything worse.
Absolutely. All right, Darius, thank you.
And again, we're asking this poll this morning, what price is it going to be at before you start to change your driving habits, whether that's, carpooling, driving less, rethinking where you're wanting to go. And a lot of you, for the most part, 62% of you got a handful of votes this morning are saying that I have to drive. So no matter the price, you still have to drive. And I think that's the same boat that we're in, regardless of the price. I think I'm probably going to rethink where I'm going day to day if it becomes too expensive. But
when it comes to driving to...
Okay, I don't want to hear them bantering. That's why I knew I was going to cut that off. Anywho, yes, California gas is about $7. That's what California QD said last night. Yes, they said 5, but you're saying 8, Shay. So it's probably somewhere in between there. But that's not a huge percentage. Now we remember when we did that video and the lady said that if Russia invaded Ukraine, that they would hit their bag and it would be problematic for them. But it's still problematic for us. And I foresee that mostly all the summer or most of the summer that we will see these high gas prices. And this might be a manufactured situation for us to have high gas prices and for money to be funneled elsewhere. If you're able to work from home and you still have that option, I would suggest that you take advantage of it. If you didn't have to go, if you don't have to go anywhere, don't. Save you some money because they're not going to give you a raise in order to pay for the gas prices that are going up and all of the manufacturing items and supplies that we need that are going to be missing due to this conflict. It only will get worse right now. Be ready. Some things will get worse before it gets better. It just is what it is. Gas is the beginning. Last week I got gas days ago and I went to Indiana. It was $3.70 something cent. Got gas today. I don't even go anywhere. Gas is ranging between like 360 to 460 to 490. At the same gas station I told y'all last week, when I went to the grocery store, it went up to 430, 15 cents within an hour. It's steady going up. It was 741 last time you filled up. Where are you? Oh my God. Yes, electric cars. If you are able to afford a Tesla or a Prius or, a car that runs on both electricity and gas or energy saving cars, they really are what you need to invest in if you can. You woke up in 50-50 news. Thank you. So yes, our next story is a new Congress in Florida. Florida is passing a bill to say that it's called the Don't Say Gay bill. And it is just what it is. You can't say the word gay if this bill passes. So let's see what they're talking about. And good morning, America.
Florida headed for the governor's desk. Critics calling it the Don't Say Gay bill. Victor Oquendo is in Miami with what it could mean for teachers and students.
This morning, the Parental Rights in Education bill, which is gaining national attention, sparking statewide protests and student walkouts, heading to the desk of Governor Ron DeSantis, who's expected to sign it into law.
We're going to make sure that parents are able to send their kid to kindergarten without having some of this stuff injected into their school curriculum.
The legislation, dubbed the Don't Say Gay bill by critics, bans lessons in sexual orientation or gender identity in kindergarten through the 3rd grade and any instruction that is not age appropriate or developmentally appropriate for students in accordance with state standards. The bill, which does not define what is age appropriate, would allow parents to sue school districts or teachers if they believe the policy is being violated. Supporters argue the bill is not about targeting particular students, but empowering parents.
All it does is state what is age, talks about what's appropriate in the classroom to teach.
LGBTQ plus community advocates warn this will prevent teachers and schools from helping the 52% of LGBTQ youth enrolled in middle or high school who reported being bullied in the last year, and the 42% who reported seriously considering suicide.
You have bills like this that is now preventing teachers from being able to express and share and be able to console students who might bring these type of issues to school.
And Governor DeSantis, who has signaled support for the bill, now has 7 days to sign it. Guys, all right, Victor, thank you.
Okay, I'm gonna give you my truth. And I'm heterosexual, so I can't say what someone on that spectrum of lifestyle may feel, but I'm gonna say this shit is stupid. I get it. And I get the bill. And as a parent, I've always said, what the hell are we talking to little kids about sex and sexual orientation? I don't want you to be worrying about who you want to fuck at 5 and 6 years old, because you should not be wanting to fuck on anybody. And we should not be teaching and discussing any of that in school. They didn't do it when I was little, okay? Even if you knew somebody might have been a certain way, we didn't talk about. That's for your mammy and your pappy to talk to you about, okay? I don't think it will prevent people from being bullied, because if you have to talk about them in a secure space, again, if my child is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years old, they should be calling your motherfucking parents any fucking way, okay? So why are we having this conversation? Bullying is bullying. No, you sit your motherfucking ass down and you leave that child alone. I don't give a damn what you're bullying them about. I don't need to know what you're bullying about. You need to beat your child's ass or punish your child or whatever. You check your child about the way they're treating people, period. We do nothing about bullying in America. This is why you get bullies that are adults and don't know how to stop. Let's address the bullying behavior. Why are we worried about sexuality at such a young age? These kids don't know how to count. They don't know how to add and subtract. They don't know how to spell. They don't know their name. They don't know their address. They don't know shit about shit. They just know how to pick up a tablet or somebody's phone and play some motherfucking games and do shit that's arbitrary and counterproductive to living life. They can't even think. So why the fuck are we focused on teaching them about sexuality? Have something separate for that. The people that's marching for y'all don't. It's rare. I mean, it's rare that somebody is that young. Because I talk to you, I ask all kind of questions. So if Av, you knew you was gay, it's rare. Why can't we just keep our kids focused on what they're there for, and that's to learn? Only in America we have these stupid ass problems. First world problems. We have totally got off of our focus than what we're supposed to do. That's none of your business. That's not none of the teacher's business. That's not none of the school's business. That's that kid's business, and that's their parents' business. So if you are a student and you're bullying another student and you're calling them homophobic slurs and calling them gay or bullying because you think that's what their sexuality is, the fact that you know to do that at 7 and 8 years old is indicative of a larger problem. Learned behavior at home because they're shitty ass parents, and the shit that we let our kids watch on TV and the shit we let our kids do. Why can't kids just be kids? We play with each other all together and just love. We're not teaching the kids love. And that goes far beyond race, creed, color, sexuality, religion. None of that should be coming into play when you go. I send your motherfucking ass to school to go learn something. How do we refocus on that? A bully is a bully. So they might not be able to call you gay or teach about gay in the school. You may not be able to teach about the gay, which you shouldn't. I don't believe you should be teaching about it in school anyway till they're of a larger age of greater understanding. High school definitely should be a part of health, maybe about the 7th, 8th grade. Let's talk about it with permission of the parent. I literally have a dumbass rule in my own house. If you gay, you can't officially be gay till you're about grown. Why? Because I don't want you fucking on nobody. I don't want you fucking on nothing. But if you're older, I want you to be cognizant of your decisions and coming out of the closet entails the people that you're going to have to deal with. And what's really interesting, my child went to a performing arts school. All them kids gay. It's like fame. So their curriculum was totally different. Yes, it was regular curriculum, but they had to engage with each other differently. And they didn't have a whole bunch of bullying because somebody was gay or, in their part-time they cross-dressed, or, they wanted to be fluid and all these different 50 categories that they got now. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't understand that shit. I don't, okay? But everybody was treated fairly, and it was rare that you saw any bullying. Even from the hyper masculine boys to the gay boys, they didn't do that shit because they were taught respect. We need to teach people respect and love. That don't have to be on their mind at such a young age. Why? That's just something else to grapple with. I don't want my kid learning about fucking on nobody at 5 years old. Go play with your fucking dolls. Go play with a puzzle, not necessarily a tablet. Those are problems that you have to deal with later when you start going through puberty and you wanting to fuck on somebody, or you're grappling with your feelings. Then we incorporate it into the school system with the permission of the parent. But not at third grade, second grade. The fact that they had to say kindergarten, that does something to me. That touches me. I don't want you teaching them that what they feel is perverted, or they need to feel a certain kind of way. Like, don't have the conversation at all, as far as I'm concerned. Because that starts at home. At home. 4th, 5th, 6th grade, yes, you start learning about health and hormones and prepubescencies. And then as they're growing, okay, who you like, I like what I like. And let's stop growing our kids up too fucking soon. Yeah, exactly. They don't even know self-care. Thank you. Well, they can't give them financial literacy in kindergarten too much, but that's the shit that they need in high school, definitely. But again, life skills, that shit that starts at home. Oh, fucked up ass parents ain't got no good sense. I taught my kids were around lots of kids and lots of families because, yeah, we got gay people in my family. My sisters are gay. They seen it. I had gay friends because I'm in the industry. Everybody gay. We watch RuPaul's Drag Race. They're in the understanding that, and I think my daughter was like 6, 7, 8. Okay. Oh, that's a man. That's what she said after a while watching RuPaul's. She figured out that's a man. Yeah, baby. Okay. But I didn't have to go into the concept. Well, he's a gay man dressed up as a woman, and this one might be trans. You ain't got to go into that. No, you don't. And as she grew older, then she grew into, oh, okay, this is what this means. Okay. So I done got too far into tangent on that. But this is some heavy news about Chernobyl. And y'all see my nose itching. I took an allergy pill before I got on here because I knew I had been around that cat. And he had jumped in, but I see I'm gonna have to take a Benadryl soon. But I can't take it because I'm gonna go to sleep. Oh, the iPads. Oh yeah. The iPads and the tablets babysit your children. That's why your children know every fucking thing, and they shouldn't. But anyhow, Chernobyl. If you know that town has been uninhabited for decades and decades and hundreds of years because of a nuclear fallout. And Russia has taken over Chernobyl, and there's some things going on over there. Again, we are in a serious tizzy. And I need people to wake up and to be aware of what's going on. So let's watch this story here. I think it says NBC. CNN. Gotta love them.
At the same time, Scott, I wanted to ask you about the other really terrifying situation that Ukrainian officials are warning about, the concerns at the Chernobyl nuclear site, which has been knocked off the power grid. What are you hearing about this?
Okay, so the Ukrainian nuclear regulator already didn't have access to the remote sensing system or the remote monitoring system. Now, 2 power lines into the Chernobyl plant have been knocked off the grid. Now, the regulator says that those 2 power lines do not connect directly with any safety equipment at the site, which obviously still contains a large amount of nuclear radioactive material. But what that is doing is making it extremely difficult for them to do repairs and do maintenance. Now, there is a backup generator. The foreign minister said that that generator lasted for about 48 hours. Beyond that, there may be difficulties, there may be problems, according to the foreign minister. The other issue at that site, Kate, is the fact that the staff there, which again, the site is under Russian control right now, the staff there have been working for 13 days straight. They are essentially living at the site. And so Ukraine's nuclear regulator, which again is not controlling the site, is had some words for the International Atomic Energy Agency, calling on them to do more to convince the Russians to swap out shifts, because essentially they are facing psychological pressure and moral exhaustion at this stage. As for that agency, the International Atomic Energy Agency, they say that when it comes to the power issue, there is no critical impact on safety, at least at this point.
Joining me now is Senior Research Associate at MIT Security Studies Program, Jim Walsh. He's in Washington. He's here to help us understand how, Jim, connecting this nuclear power plant from the state power grid might cause a nuclear discharge. Explain, if you will.
Sure. So let's first start with the general principle, which is nuclear power plants, operating nuclear power plants, and the nearby facilities that hold the nuclear waste, the hot waste that has just come out of a working nuclear power plant, they need to maintain a cool temperature. The power plant itself does, and more importantly, because it's more vulnerable, the spent fuel ponds with the hot radioactive waste have to be cooled down. If you lose cooling for either of those, then you're really running the risk of different types of radiation leakage. Now let's talk about Chernobyl. Chernobyl, it's been 30 plus years since that plant had an accident and was shut down. So a lot of that fuel has had 30 plus years to cool down, unlike the fuel that was at that Ukrainian reactor that the Russians attacked early in the invasion, and for which there was a fire nearby. So the International Atomic Energy Agency, the IAEA, has come out this morning and said, even if Chernobyl, this 30-plus-year-old plant, were to lose its main power supply, it has a short-term backup power supply for 48 hours or so. But more fundamentally, that the risk of a leak or problems is lower because it's had 30 years to cool down. So the big difference here is Chernobyl's old, and all the other power plants in Ukraine are not that old as far as having been shut down decades ago. So that danger, less so for Chernobyl, but is certainly a potential danger if currently operating nuclear power plants in Ukraine were to suffer similar problems.
Fascinating. Okay. You've testified before the US Senate and House on issues of nuclear terrorism following your talks with officials in both Iran and in North Korea. How seriously are you taking Vladimir Putin's, let's call them, threats and allusions to a potential nuclear war?
Well, I think you have to take them seriously. I mean, anytime a country goes on nuclear alert, it's a serious matter. Now, over the 7+ decades of the nuclear age, countries have gone on alert, have not fought a second nuclear war. So it's not a guarantee. If you go on alert, it's not automatic that there's going to be a nuclear exchange. But yes, I think this is a real danger. It should remind us what we sort of all forgot about after the Cold War. When the Cold War ended, we all, sighed a sigh of relief. We weren't going to die in a global thermonuclear war. And then we moved on to other things. But while we were moving on to other things, there are another 15,000 nuclear weapons still in the world. Russia owns 45% of those nuclear weapons. They have not gone away. And so that remains a danger. I mean, the Washington Post had a headline the other day that I think said it well, which is Russia reminds us why we need to finish the unfinished business of nuclear arms control, because it just takes one bad leader, one bad miscalculation, and you could end up in a very, very horrific place, far beyond what we are seeing on the ground right now.
What's up, y'all?
Okay. Sorry, Kiva. The Chernobyl power plant is right on the line between Belarus and Ukraine. Any nuclear fallout will affect us all the way in America, even so. Not only will it blow those people up and kill them and desecrate their land, and it will be desolate for a while and uninhabitable. But it will affect us. Remember, I told y'all last week that we can have tsunamis, but I was just told today also, which I thought it would affect our air in some type of way, but it would send something. He told me it starts with us some type of cloud, whatever. I'll figure it out. But anyway, it could bring acid rain to us. And we won't be able to go outside here in America. And you won't have to worry about no motherfucking gas, because you won't be able to go out without a hazmat suit. I've heard from several sources that, they are lying. The media is lying to us, that they're not telling us the complete truth of what's going on over there, which is pretty much what always happens. But there is a cooling rod, some things that are shut on that they have now less than 24 hours to shut off to keep from some type of nuclear reacted happening. So I pray to Jesus Christ that whatever they got to do, that they do, so that we are safe and things won't get worse. Putin, I'm going to do a background video on Putin. I've started saving it. I'm trying to say I was going to do a live. I'm going back and forth. I'm going to continue to do it live, but we need to understand what we fucking with, what we dealing with, where we're going with this. This man is not just going to take a L. He's going to go into it until he can't go into it no more. He does not care about anyone's lives. This is affecting the world, and he is canoodling with China and North Korea. I think it's North Korea. And they have a lot of nuclear weapons, and they have a lot of hatred and disdain for certain things. So please be aware that this is not time to play. Get your home prepared. Get yourself prepared as much as you can. Yeah, you laughing. They ain't finna let you know shit is just gonna happen. You need to stock up now. I've been telling y'all, the gas prices went up in 3 days. If you can get extra gas or a tanker to put it somewhere, do so. Get what you need now, because it won't even be in the fucking store. For the first time, I'm a couponer and I haven't got my coupons. For the first time in years, I went and bought a big thing of toilet tissue and paid the whole price for it. I don't do that. I don't. That hurt me like hell. But I went and got the toilet paper because, duh. Excuse me. Think about what happened when the pandemic was on the horizon, and people didn't know what was going on, and we still were maskless, and the COVID wasn't heavy, and everybody ran to the stores to get everything because it was a mass panic. What do you think if we're going to have a nuclear fallout, people are going to do? Not only they're going to mass hysteria to the stores, but actually they're just going to go take the shit. And they're going to take your shit. Don't wait till the last minute. And we're done with world news. Okay. Again, those of you who don't know, thank you for coming and watching 50/50 News with me, Princess A.V. You are here at the House of the Princess. I hope if you are sitting here and you are watching from the bushes or the palace garden on the other side of the moat, that you have pressed the like button, okay? Show some manners when you come into the palace. Okay, press that like button for me, please, and show me some love and promote my Black business by pressing the subscribe button, okay? And like many other people, they have joined the House of the Princess and they are card-carrying royal citizens. I would like to invite you to come. I ask that you come and support this channel on a consistent basis because we need all forms of benevolence, and you too can be a card-carrying royal citizen. Also, I encourage you and I ask that you please support me, support my channel by hitting the Cash App or the Zelle, PayPal, Venmo, or just simply sending a super chat. I appreciate all donations and forms of benevolence here at the House of the Princess. And I thank you in advance for doing so. Yeah, just like COVID, they ain't tell us to pull their money out of stock and double up there. Yes, 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 yes. And there's a shortage on bullets. Okay, so you can't even hit a motherfucker. You know, it's hard to even hit a motherfucker if they do something to you. All right, she already got into it. What I tell you, get you a grill. 2 charcoal grills and 6 bags of charcoal. Also get some of those battery-powered blenders and some of those superfood powders. I got some superfood powders and I should get some more. But I didn't think about getting the battery-operated blenders. Okay. And if you have a good brand, because some of them don't be working right. You know, I think I got a little one, a portable one. So yeah, tell us which ones to buy. And I'm gonna go back to drinking my powder proteins in the morning. Hey, Miss Saki. So that we can know what to do. Get this stuff because you're gonna need it. Get your generators, do what you gotta do so that you can be self-sufficient just in case there's a huge shortage. Get a bunch of 5-hour. Let me put this on the screen here. Oh, my nose, my allergy. Excuse me, y'all. Get a bunch of 5-gallon water jugs and a water dispenser, and stock up on candles, batteries, and flashlights. All right. Yes, batteries. I have a lot of batteries, but I guess I can never have too many because some things take 3-4 sets of batteries. Oh, I got a little nosebleed. That's why my nose itching. E. And where's that other comment that you put up? I bought a charcoal grill and 6 bags of charcoal. Get some. Yes. Yes. We're dependent on electricity and gas. You know what? We need to go to Shay's channel. I know BJ has put Shay's channel in the chat, but she's done some videos. She's doing videos about that kind of stuff to get. So go support her. Shay the Gem Dropper. And I think BJ will go ahead and put her link in the chat. Excuse me, y'all. I got a little allergic. I got a nosebleed. It happens every once in a while. So I'm trying to do this multitask. It takes a couple of minutes to go away. So I guess that's why my nose was itching too. Now, also, if you're looking in the chat, all of those who came in late, please click that link and just send me a little vote. I'm trying to get a little opportunity to move on to the next level to win the contest and to win a cash prize of opportunity of having my own show and getting a little bit more internet exposure. Oh, there you go. I need you get 1 vote. Everybody on earth gets 1 vote. Any extra vote costs $1, and the money goes to charity supporting mental health. So if you can, just go vote for a little sister and tell your mammy and your children and your pappy and everybody else to do so too. I don't expect to win, but I just want some exposure on their network of people. So I do appreciate you doing that in advance as well. So now that we've done with that, we're doing good. We're just an hour in. And even though it's late, we are getting down to the news. And it's a lot of y'all in here. So I appreciate y'all being here. So now we're going to go to celebrity news. And I get them confused. Celebrity news. All right. Now, our next story is about Mr. Chris Brown. I didn't report on this. Sometimes I veer away from trending topics. But our boy over there, Chris Brown, this is not the first time he has been accused of sexual assault. And this time they are saying he ain't do it and he has proof. So I have a video from my girl Kiva over there at Com and get this commentary. Now, this is just a piece of her video. Please go subscribe, go watch the whole video. She does her own version of the news. And she has some good stuff. And her news be funny too. So her trending topics. So go check her out and let's see what she has to say about Chris Brown.
This commentary.
What time is it? Put the time and date.
You're like reading my messages and stuff, and you haven't blocked me yet, so I'm guessing you don't hate me. I just want to see you again. I mean, just answer the phone and you just hung up. Like, just let me know. Like, if you want me to leave you alone, I definitely will. But I really just want to fuck with you again.
So Chris Brown, he said, if we, you coming for me, let me show what's real, He said, I'll wait. Okay, I'll wait. Twitter been sounding off. Her voice message. It's damaging. You wanted to have sex. If he harmed you, as you say, why would you want to have sex with him? Then she said, you haven't been responding to my messages, but I see you haven't blocked me. He didn't, this is just my opinion. Sometimes people don't block you because they want you to hang yourself. When you have someone stalking you, sometimes you let them send you all kind of crazy text messages and things because it helps build your case up. So basically, it's looking like he hit, she wanted more, he didn't, let's go on about our day. And she didn't want to really go on about her day. Nonetheless, I am an advocate of wait on the evidence. I do not agree, and I'm going to tell you, I've said it before, I have a son. I am not a mother, and I'm going to just assume because you said something happened that it did. If someone was to ever accuse my son, I fully expect her family, her friends to take her side, as you should expect me to take my son's side, especially if he says he's innocent. I'm not going to just throw my son to the wolves. We going to prove his guilt or his innocence. And the first thing we do is the man is automatically guilty. He's tried through social media, jury, they're fired, the whole nine. And he said, hold up. Okay, so a lot of people don't like him. People still are upset about the Rihanna situation. Rihanna admitted to hitting him first. Rihanna admitted to being violent to him, and he reciprocated. At the end of the day, keep your hands to yourself for both. No man should ever hit a woman, but no woman should assume a man is a punching bag. And it's many different feels about that, but he will always be the man that beat up Rihanna. He's gonna always be an abuser. You know, he's gonna always be someone that's been accused of rape. But I see nothing wrong with him defending himself if he didn't do it. If he has proof to show he didn't do it, which he came through with the text messages to show that she was pursuing him. When a text message go past, you can speed them up. I kind of have them going slow on purpose so you can read them in the article, which will follow up. These text messages came after alleged assault. So these weren't before. These aren't like old messages, like months before, and then she accused them. It was after. It's messy. It's disheartening because there are.
So I'm not going to play the whole video just because I want you to go support the girl, support the sis. Go over to her channel if you want to watch the whole video. That's Kiva at Come and Get This Commentary is the name of her page. Come and get this commentary. Okay. I have a son too. And he made me want to come up with an app, and I think I will. I think they got something like it. But I'm gonna come up with the app. It's hard out here when women will drop you like a dime, and they don't have no problem accusing you of sexual assault and ruining your life. It's not okay. Somebody need to beat your ass and take you to jail. Now women know how to weaponize that and cry rape or something like that. And it's not cool. We really don't have sensitivity in regard for people's lives these days. And it's really sad. More power. I wish you well, Chris Brown. Go get to justice that you deserve. Go get it. And thank you, Shay, for putting it in the chat. The next video is Prince Andrew. They dropped down that lady's monty of him saying that he slept with that girl and she was underage, honey. They done hurried up, the castle done hurried up and gave that damn money to that lady and her charities. Over here at the Today Show.
Just weeks after a dramatic announcement on a settlement, this morning Prince Andrew's legal battle against his accuser, Virginia Giuffre, has officially come to an end. A judge formally dismissing the lawsuit Tuesday, which accused Andrew of sexually abusing Giuffre when she was 17. Her lawyer confirming to NBC News that the prince has now paid Giuffre an undisclosed amount to settle the case, saying in a statement, "This is an important step, but it should not be the last step in holding Jeffrey Epstein's enablers and participants to account." Giuffre had long alleged she was forced to have sex with Andrew 3 times back in 2001, when she says she was trafficked by his friend, disgraced billionaire Jeffrey Epstein, and is now convicted confidant Ghislaine Maxwell.
Keelan woke me up in the morning and said, "You're going to meet a prince today." I didn't know at that point that I was going to be trafficked to that prince.
Prince Andrew repeatedly denied Giuffre's allegations, telling the BBC that he had no memory of this now infamous photo.
I have no recollection of ever meeting this lady. None whatsoever.
With pressure mounting, the Queen took swift action, stripping the 62-year-old of his military and royal titles earlier this year. Buckingham Palace saying in a statement at the time that the prince would be defending this case as a private citizen. Then, just last month, after Prince Andrew's failed attempts to get the suit dismissed, the two parties agreed to settle. Though he didn't admit to any personal wrongdoing, Andrew said in a joint letter to the court that he regretted his association with Epstein. The prince also pledging to make a substantial donation to Giuffre's charity, which helps survivors of sex trafficking. For Giuffre, the settlement is another step toward justice.
And Prince Andrew has never faced any criminal charges, and his lawyer declined to comment on this latest development. We should also note that the British Finance Ministry says no public funds were used for this settlement. Savannah?
All right, Kathy Park in London for us. Thank you, Kathy.
You about to lose your job. Look, the princess, not the princess, the queen was like, look, we got the Princess Meghan Markle and my grandson and dropped their flags and they're no longer Windsors, all this shit. Now we gotta let Haus be the queen. Now in the sad pieces, so they was just like, look, this what we finna do. You up here embarrassing us. Now I just question, how do you forget? How do you forget that you fucked on a young girl? How do you forget that? You know how much, they had to do a lot to go over to Jeffrey Epstein's house. They had to fly a plane and go to a private island. And they said it wasn't nothing mostly but young girls. And you don't fuck so many people that you don't remember fucking this lady over there on the island at Jeffrey Epstein house. You can go to hell, sir. You can go to hell. I guess that's what you say to claim your innocence. But sir, excuse me, you know what you did, and the queen probably know what her son did. She know he was a fucking fuck up and he was a pervert. It reminds me of the Oval, that little boy up there terrorizing people. I haven't watched it in so long, but he run around naked in front of the help and doing all kind of egregious things. So it's kind of like that. Like, I know you fucked up, okay, but I'm gonna take care of it and beat your ass later. So it's one of those things. Yeah, make it make sense. Well, they have to clean it up. You know what I'm saying? He gonna clear it up as a private citizen. They don't want no parts of that. Like, look, I'm gonna help you out. You better go finish this shit and get the hell on up out of here. Get the fuck on out of here. Turning hoes in the queen. Yes. Turning hoes to cream. Okay, so earlier, director of Black Panther, Ryan Coogler, was almost arrested for bank robbery. Here is the story. Banking while black.
New this midday, we're learning Black Panther director Ryan Coogler was accused of trying to rob a bank in Atlanta after an apparent misunderstanding. TMZ reports Coogler was wearing sunglasses and a hat when he handed the bank teller a note saying he wanted to discreetly withdraw $12,000 in cash from his checking account. According to a police report, the teller received an alert notification from the account and advised her manager that he was trying to rob the bank. Police were called and officers handcuffed Coogler. Police later determined the bank had made a mistake and the bank reportedly apologized. Coogler tells Variety that he worked it out with Bank of America and moved on. He is currently in Atlanta in our area filming the Black Panther sequel.
Well, tonight.
But for me, I'm on the wrong shit. Well, you just seen the other story. I don't know. My screen is frozen, but I know y'all can see me. But I can't see what I'm doing. But nevertheless, banking while black. Oh, that's an ugly face. Okay, it froze on me. Misunderstanding my ass. Look, I see both sides. You already banking with Bank of America, and they racist and don't racist. But it's a great bank, okay? You write a note and you slide it and it has give me $12,000. I don't know, it sounds kind of weird. You know what I'm saying? But why, if you gonna go get $12,000, how come you ain't make a phone call ahead of time to your private banker and say, look, I am who I am and I'm coming to get $12,000. Put it in the bag, get it ready for me. I'll be there at 3:00. I don't know, but that's just the way I think. But again, we all know that BOA is racist anyhow. And you down south in probably in Rankin County, that's in Mississippi. You down there in Calm County, down there in Georgia, yeah, they're gonna do some fuck shit to you, sir. They're gonna do some fuck shit to you, sir. You said, I'm wondering how much BOA paid. Yes, Black Diamond, that bank is constantly doing that. They're not really for us, okay? So our next story is Dolly Parton is installed into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Okay. And this story is brought to you by CBS News 10. Let me rewind it a little bit.
Well, tonight was a big night for the pride of Sevier County. Dolly Parton hosted the Academy of Country Music Awards in Las Vegas. She even performed a song with fellow East Tennessean Kelsey Ballerini. They sang Big Dreams and Faded Jeans from Dolly's new album, Run, Rose, Run. The companion novel for that song is out today. Run, Rose, Run is a collaboration between Dolly and author James Patterson. It's described as a
Is Dolly 105 years old? I mean, she got good doctors because her face still up here and her titties is big as hell. They all the way up here. Child. She just ain't letting no wrinkle go unturned, honey. I guess she get Botox every 2 weeks, honey. Because and she old as hell. I don't know how old she just been around all my life, child. But I want to go to Dollywood. I never been there. I do like Dolly. Working 9 to 5. Yeah, she done had titties before I had titties. Like they was always big, but but we love us some Dolly. Congratulations, Dolly, to making it into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. You do deserve it. Okay, and our next story is Kim K talks about that raggedy piece of peen that she got. Yeah, Pete Davidson and her husband was been. Yes, I will always love you. Kanye, which I'm behind on Power. I'm behind. I gotta watch the last installment of Genius. All that. Yes. And Dolly is a legend. And where we are. Access Hollywood.
The Kardashians are back on our small screen and they are spilling the tea on what fans can expect from the famous family's epic return. In a wide-ranging interview with Variety, which highlights the new Hulu series The Kardashians, Kim revealed that her ex-husband Kanye West will be in the first episode, but her new love interest, Pete Davidson, won't be featured this season. Quote, I have not filmed with Pete, and I'm not opposed to it. It's just not what he does. But if there was an event happening and he was there, he wouldn't tell the cameras to get away. I think I might film something really exciting coming, but it won't be for this season, Kim told the mag. But the 41-year-old beauty mogul noted that viewers will learn how the two met and how the romance first blossomed back in October 2021, sharing, quote, I'm definitely open to talking and I definitely explain it. The mom of four, who was declared legally single just last week, also revealed that fans can expect her to be open about her ongoing divorce from Kanye in the new episodes. The rapper filmed scenes for the Hulu series before things between the exes got heated in the public eye, with Kanye issuing a series of now-deleted social media posts about Kim and Pete in recent weeks, which he once admitted in a now-deleted Instagram apology, quote, came off as harassing Kim. Quote, being in the public eye and having disagreements publicly is never easy, but I do believe in handling all privately. I believe in championing publicly and criticizing privately. I don't think I would ever criticize the father of my children on my TV show. That's just not really what I'm about. And I just don't think that would ever make me feel good, Kim shared, adding, I'm always really respectful of what the kids will see. The reality is, we're always a family. We always will have love and respect for each other. The new reality series is set to debut April 14th on Hulu. And if the trailer for the series is any indication of how open the family is going to be, fans are going to see a whole new side of the Kardashians.
I may or may not watch it. I didn't really watch the last couple of seasons of the Kardashians. I watched them. But they're talking about how open they're going to be. It's just a new production company, so they probably went about it a different way, but they're open about everything too open. I thought they were going to stop the show, especially since Courtney wasn't in it, but I guess she got her new piece of bean, and so now she feels better and she wants to tape again. She has something to talk about. Sometimes you can't. Courtney's so mean, and she cries that everybody's mean to her. Something wrong with that lady. I just over it, and the men, they don't look like nothing. They don't look like nothing. I think the show is just overdone. 20 years we've watched you. Can y'all just kind of do something different? But I guess if they'll still be on TV, I for damn sure ain't gonna review it. But I did review like on my top 5, my early videos, top 5 best fights of the pandemic of the COVID because we were bored. And I watched a lot of TV, and that's how I got into TV. I watched that when Kim slapped her shit out of Courtney and they was slap boxing. I tell you, that was a good. I don't know that incited the inner ratchet in the inner ghetto for me. But she's not gonna stay with dirty ass Pete. I don't know. What's something about him? He looked like he kind of stink. It's just something. He's not cute to me. Anywho, we're done with celebrity news. Look, we've done with most of the news at 1:30. Look, we did great. It's late, and all y'all are up with me. Thank y'all for being up with me. I hope that you have pressed the like button. Okay, if you ain't done it before now, you ought to be shaming yourself if you sat in here all this time. Okay, and you haven't pressed the like button. Okay, and also hit that subscribe button, and that way you can always know when the news is, and also my other great content that I have on this channel. Okay, about a lot of things. Okay. I have to put this up. Courtney slapped 6 shades of black on. You heard the slap. Slap that to the wall. Oh, you didn't know about. Okay, hold on. Let's take a sidebar before I go. Let me look. Because let me find this video. Because I reviewed it. It's in my list of videos. And I'll fast forward it to it. My videos. As Cup say, my channel. Okay. Thank you. That shit was fun. It was fun. And you know, I don't usually condone fighting, but it was just something about that fight. That it just tickled me so. It just really tickled me the way they were acting. Let me see. Is this it? Age restricted? Yeah, this gotta be it. Why I don't have no title on it? Jesus Christ. Yeah, top 5 COVID fights. Why can't I see the title?
Hello, everyone.
Wow, I really have changed in the last year. Jesus. In the last year, just my content, the glow up. Wow. And that was when I was in school. So let me press enter.
Hello, everyone. This is Princess A.V. here giving you
My little bitty fro. We get to show this. We talked about the green-eyed bandits last time. And the James Harden, I already covered that and talked about their asses. Them hoes. Look at her. Oh, you get it, baby. This was my type fight. Yes, ma'am.
It was hard to make a final decision, but the 2020 crown holder goes to Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
Why is it not full screen? Like, oh, shit. It's acting weird. Wrong thing. I'm fast forwarding the wrong thing. There we go.
Holder goes to Keeping Up with the Kardashians. Kourtney Kardashian versus Kim Kardashian West. They get down in an old school, old-fashioned girl fight with some slack boxing going on. Keeping Up with the Kardashians can be viewed on the E! Network. Now, for 2 seasons, animosity built up between the sisters, stemming from the fact that Kourtney Kardashian had become resentful towards filming. And at this point, Kim's commentary concerning who had the most work ethic among all the sisters became a triggering point for court, and she went on the attack. I didn't know they had hands like that. Let's
Stop. Never. Guys, stop it. Stick your nails in me. You guys, stop. Whitney. You guys, stop it. Don't do that to each other. Are you guys okay?
She gave her that syllable slapping.
Thank you for watching my top 5 reality fights of the COVID.
Oh, yes, it's one of my old videos. I did that for school. Yeah, she gave her that syllable slap. Pow, 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 pow. Yeah, he does have mental health issues and drug problems. Yes, that's a problem. I don't know why that fight was so entertaining to me. I don't know, because I didn't expect for, you could tell Kim be whooping her kids because she was like, if you Kim and Courtney got down. It never gets old, so that's not me, okay? Yes. It never gets old. So yeah. Now you gotta go sit down. I'm working. I ain't finished. Take y'all outside in a minute. Okay, now that we've done with celebrity news, we just got a couple minutes of YouTube news. All right, we're gonna wrap it up and get it on out of here. You want to see it again? Play it again. Yeah, I ended up doing late night news today. Child, it was a long day, and I was just determined that I was gonna do this news today, like I promised, no matter what. So I started yesterday, and then you on time? I'm about to go. Oh, did that on YouTube news? Go on, sit down. I ain't gonna go that deep into it. So I did talk about last week. I don't think last week was Marcella versus everybody. And I do mean some of everybody. I mean, everybody tore a whole new asshole into Marcella about the lies that she has told across YouTube. But apparently that girl got Teflon skin because she took a dragon from Kiva. She took a dragon from Sean David Way. She took a dragon from All About the Trees. And she took a dragon from quite a few other. I like the way those slow mo. She took a dragon from quite a few people, plus the people that do their commentary on Marcella. Yeah, Sonny, all them people. They got down on Marcella. Personally, I didn't feel the need to have to say anything about Marcella because of I've already had my day in court with her. And I hope to have to not say anything about her again. Aside from that, I see somebody's about to debut a video this late at night. No wonder so many people up. You want to play it one more time? Okay, I'll play it one more time before we go. Also, hell, I've been in the YouTube news. Me versus Trees, and now Schoolboy has arisen. The dead has arisen. And she has some choice words for me on Instagram. And there's the Almond Joy Gate. And hold on, let's thank you very much for that good old super chat. It's to Queen Bee for just being me. Thank you so very, very, very much. So then we have that Almond Joy Gate, and I recorded somebody for one good time, and it was in good. The spirit let me ride, okay. And we were releasing the calls. I didn't finish releasing the calls, but of course I've been cussed out and judged from the rooter to the tutor. But there's still more, okay. So All About the Trees has it out for me. And she's going to give me a good dragging, I guess. Well, she's been doing it for the past couple of days. I don't know what they're over there doing. But at the same time, we have the, with All About the Trees, the 3822 gate. I don't know quite what happened to that. Many channels such as Hear Her and Red Label, Tales from the Cult, and Tales from the Cult. You can go see. She did several videos on All About the Trees this past weekend about her going to jail and going to court. Intern Danny Robinson has done another video dispelling that it was the wrong birth date, the wrong middle initial, and so that it was not her. I don't know what has happened of that because I don't watch or subscribe to many of them, and I've separated myself from them as much as possible. Will be continuing to separate myself from them. What's that? Cubs, you silly. So right now this week it's a lot of mess in the YouTube streets. You have to go check out these channels if that's what you like to do. But I have a few more things to put down on the wood. After that, I will say officially now, and I'll say again, I am done with this. I have been accused of making incessant videos about Schoolboy and talking about her. And that's all my content pretty much consists of. Yeah, so there's a lot of misinformation. And yes, Astute Red Label did put out a video yesterday saying that he apologized for getting this situation a little bit wrong. We will be moving forward with the content here, the real content that we usually do. And I'm expanding. And speaking of, yes, in the morning, we will have devotional at 7:30 a.m. Central Standard Time, where we are reading right now Kel Mitchell's 90-day devotional, Blessed Up. So this is what our fourth installment, our fourth day. So I think we have been doing very well. I'm glad that you like it. You know, of course, it's not the most popular thing right now because it's about spirituality and being better. People like folks ain't trying to be better, but those that you are, they're trying to just put a little bit of light in your day and start your day off in a positive manner. I thank y'all, and I thank y'all for being here. I'm going to put the link up soon as I get done with here. I am going to put it up. Now, look, if you late, which I be, yeah, it's not long enough. I'll be fighting to get up. If you late, it's done. It's no longer than 15 minutes. I read it off my tablet. It's only like one page. It's truly quickly a quick devotional. I haven't done Black Ink Crew reviews. I had thought about it, but then I decided not to. I got a lot of things that I need to get together. So I decided not to put anything else on my docket. At least not for this one, I don't think. Because stuff I say I'm going to do, I ain't doing. So I got to whoop my own self and get myself together so I can get stuff together. Ignore Cups because she being silly. So that's all I have to say about the YouTube news. Excuse me. Because a lot of it is like really... You like my reviews? Thank you. Cups, I'm going to do better. Because damn it, I be looking at people like Bondi Blue. And honey, she do like 15 shows in a day. I'm not trying to be like her, but I'm trying to be more like her. Because I don't know where she gets the time to do it, honey. I don't. Yeah, I usually be sleeping at 7:30 in the morning. But I'm trying to get myself up. Also, getting myself up helps me to get my content together and get things done and get to the gym and just have longer hours in the day and be better. And like I said, now I've taken officially, you need me to do some more ghetto show. Candy ain't ghetto enough. Damn. Okay, I got you. I was supposed to do Jocelyn and I didn't. I keep forgetting that I do secretly watch Zeus. So I'll get you right together, cousin. Okay. But yeah, it's helping me to do better with my content. So I'm coming and I'm coming hard for y'all. Okay. I'm going to do more stuff, more versatile. You could not every morning, Black Diamond, not every morning, because I be putting that phone on silent. I'll put the alarm on. Yes, it does. Vitamin D is very important. That's why I'm in Chicago and we don't have sun in the wintertime. So we have a great deal of depression. So that might be some of the stuff that I'll be dealing with, is because we're not getting the sun. We'd be happier acting. We kill people more in the summertime too, but we act better in the summertime than we do in the winter. So yes, depression is definitely linked to lack of sun. Chicago. Ooh, child, Black Diamond threatening me. Oh Lord, oh Lord. Let me play this fight for y'all one more time. Let me rewind it. Matter of fact, I'll play y'all the Jocelyn fight on here. Black Diamond might want to cover her eyes. And China, free to focus, good to keep you on track. Okay, I'll look at it. Definitely, K. Marie. It depends on which way you want to go, Ray Ray. I'll be having too much content sometimes. I can't get it all. I love you, good time. Yeah, I guess we all do over here on the good YouTubes. You can find this video on YouTube.
Number 2, Jocelyn's Cabaret. Jocelyn's Cabaret is a little known show, but you can find it on the Zeus Network.
I was about 20 pounds lighter.
I found this fight funny because it portrays her as a pimp. And it's the moment when Jocelyn finally lost control on her dancers and she beat them effortlessly. In this scene, the bottom bitches, they felt slighted because they were purposely left out of the video due to their mean girl behavior. Jocelyn had to boss up on them and let them know what's up.
Evicted.
Because guess what? Because I don't care about cars like that. Because cars ain't shit to me. That's the fucking depreciation. Time you got. Okay. No. I beg no. No, no. You're a boss. Stop fucking doing it. You're a boss.
Daisy, let me go. I'ma fuck you up.
What? Bitch, why the fuck you grab me off the counter like I'm some type of bitch?
You talking that shit to me, bitch? I'ma walk you like a dog. I get the fuck out. Get out.
Finally, number 1. It was hard to make a final decision, but the 2020 crown holder goes to Keeping Up with the Kardashians. Kourtney Kardashian versus Kim Kardashian West. They get down in an old school, old-fashioned girl fight with some slack boxing going on. Keeping Up with the Kardashians can be viewed on the E! Network. Now, for 2 seasons, animosity built up between the sisters, stemming from the fact that Kourtney Kardashian had become resentful towards filming. And at this point, Kim's commentary concerning who had the most work ethic among all the sisters became a triggering point for Court, and she went on the attack. I didn't know they had hands like that.
Stop. Never. Stop it. Take your nails in me. You guys, stop. You guys, stop it. Don't do that to each other. Are you guys okay? What on earth? 1 minute they're laughing, the next more. I can't believe it.
Thank you for watching my top 5 reality fight.
Look, I'm done with y'all. Y'all ghetto up here. I'm done. Who's Gucci for the most work? Thank y'all. I'm going to bed. Okay, I got to get up early. Early. What is this? Yes, this is all my information. I have to get up early. Thank y'all for watching. All of y'all that have been in here this good amount of time, I thank you. I'm surprised. Okay, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so that you will know every time that I am live. Come in at 7:30 in the morning, get your devotional or watch it on the replay. And I will be live at some point tomorrow evening. Okay. Go get you some content from Princess A.V. We have a whole lot. I hope that if you're going to bed, that you have a good night's sleep. If you're working, that you have a good night working. And I know some of y'all fit to go watch these other people's this live. I see I'm not the only night crawler, but go subscribe to all my channels if you can. I appreciate you so much. Please send a super chat, a Venmo, a Zelle, a PayPal, or you can hit the Cash App, you guys. I appreciate you so much. If you want to send me stories, email it to me or DM me on one of my channels. I thank y'all so much, and I will see y'all tomorrow. We appreciate you being over here at the House of the Princess. Now it's time for me to turn out these palace lights, and you have a good night.